Hi, everyone. It is April 25, 2018. I was just watching Kalika's video, People, What's Wrong with You? And she was talking about a video that I posted on my backup channel because I have been having difficulty posting on Never Lose Truth. But I started posting on my backup channel. There were no videos on it, so I just posted videos that I had posted on Kafka Winston World on that backup channel. One of them was a video that I posted immediately after, or I didn't post, I just got out and started talking about how sick I am of the lies. And that was back in 2013, right after Obama's speech, the red line speech about Syria. And he was talking about how he was going to bomb Syria. Okay, well, Kalika watched that video. I guess she hadn't seen it on my Kafka Winston World channel. And she said it was in 2015. It was actually in 2013. But the video that she has made here is nothing has changed. And I will add, everything has gotten worse. And in the video that I had posted, I am so sick of the lies, and it is on Never Lose Truth 2, Kafka, that's the backup channel. I was saying that please call your Congress representatives and tell them that you do not want to bomb Syria. And Kalika said, calls don't work. And that she said that she calls and nothing happens. Well, one, two, three people call, nothing happens. But I will tell you that after Obama's speech, representatives of Americans in Congress were calling, and they were getting about 500 calls a day. And I posted a video on that, and the lines were forever busy. And guess what? Obama didn't bomb Syria. Those calls were saying no to what Obama was talking about in that speech. And Obama didn't bomb. In fact, what Obama did was, I'll let you listen to the man himself if you can stomach it.
I would note that those who criticize our foreign policy with respect to Syria, they themselves say, no, 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 we don't mean sending in troops. Well, what do you mean? Well, you should be assisting the opposition. Well, we're assisting the opposition. What else do you mean? Well, perhaps you should have taken a strike in Syria to get chemical weapons out of Syria. Well, it turns out we're getting chemical weapons out of Syria without having initiated a strike. So what else are you talking about?
Okay, that
And at that point
was that he was going to be striking Syria. Americans clearly in 2013, I don't know what happened. Maybe there was something wrong with the frequencies, but they were calling and they were saying no to what Obama wanted to do. So he backtracked and he made a deal with Assad to get rid of those chemical weapons, which Assad did. He got rid of those chemical weapons. He allowed United Nations inspectors to come in. He allowed the OPCW to go in and get rid of the chemical weapons. And here's Kerry, another video. We got all of the chemical weapons out. So I guess Assad, the minute they got them out, they started those laboratories right back up to make more chemical weapons to use against his civilians, because that has been still the same narrative. We got the chemical weapons out, but we still use the same narrative, and nothing ever begs questions in this country with a whole lot of Americans. Okay, so the phone calls worked, but there were a lot of them. There were a lot of people calling. You need a lot of people calling. That's the problem. No, it doesn't work when I call and Kalika calls. No, they don't care. They get scared when a whole lot of people start calling. They get scared when a whole lot of people start taking action. And in a lot of videos, I posted and I kept saying, my God, just call. If you're somebody who hasn't uh, been involved, haven't been active in any way in your community or writing Congress or whatever, just do it. Just do it to get into the practice of doing it. And so many people shot me down. Doesn't work, doesn't work, doesn't work, doesn't work. Well, guess what? When you have that mentality, nothing is going to work. Nothing is going to work. It's almost as if most people, they want to know what the results are absolutely going to be before they take the action. Well, you have to take the action and just let go of the ripple effect of that action. No action, no ripple effect. Action, there's a ripple effect, but you've got to let go of the results. At this point, even suggesting that people, I don't suggest calling anymore. What do I suggest? I suggest that people get outraged and go to Washington, D.C. and build a fence around that Capitol. Lock these crazy mother effers up or pull them out of office. But even when I have, suggested, and this is number one, people need to get involved in their own community and go to those town hall meetings and find out what those quote unquote elected officials are doing in your own community. Most don't. That is why we are losing. So, underneath this video, which I say it is a repost. Oh, shoot, I forgot to write that. Repost from 2013. But I say got posting right after Obama's speech on Syria. Um, what do I get? From a subscriber of mine for years, Mr. Jim, 21/7. You are worrying yourself sick. We all know what's going on, but there's nothing we can do. So what I suggest is you take a break from YouTube and the news and go enjoy yourself along a stream, have fun, and get your mind off this, or you're going to end up giving yourself cancer or getting yourself sick. Just have fun and forget all the bullshit for a while. That is classic of Mr. Jim. Well, first of all, I can't just go have fun. My life got destroyed. And fun, joy, those things that I used to have, when you lose all of your resources, when you lose access to that, it's gone. All right. But it's not like I'm sitting here worrying, worrying, worrying. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Most of the time I'm shell shocked. Shell shocked. Not so much at those who are still choosing willful ignorance. I'm shocked at a whole lot of people in this community who do nothing and who have, since I've been on YouTube, subscribers of mine for years, still have that same mentality. There's nothing you can do. There's a whole lot we can do. It's just that hardly anybody does. That's the problem. That is the problem. And it is a problem within this community. So if people are not going to act, who actually know what's going on, and they're not going to do anything, we'll get nowhere. And Kalika's right. Everything has gotten worse. And people, what's wrong with you? Okay. Well, we're just the watching the demise of, yeah, what was the freest country in the world. Um, and what we are also watching is the true color of the American people: self centered in the extreme, don't care about much of anything but their own little lives. And that includes people in this community. I am. I'm not worried. I'm just heartsick and can't believe that this, if people cared, if people care, they can't not act. Bottom line. That's the bottom line. You get to see who people are, not based on what they say, but what they do. And we do have an awful lot of Americans who live an utter delusion, thinking that they're exceptional when nothing could be further from the truth. And this, I understand now that we've got these frequencies that make that kind of psyche, mentality, personality, that all of the millions upon millions who are at such a low level, walking a low road with a low level of consciousness, ego driven in everything that they do. Yeah, the frequencies are absolutely at play, keeping them there. But you know what? Before we had these frequencies, Americans were pretty much there. We've lived a really privileged life, comparatively speaking, to everybody else in the world. We got lazy and self-centered. And it is hard to watch all of this destruction, especially when your own life has been destroyed. You get on YouTube 6 years ago, you had subscribers that were okay. They're not now because, well, guess what? An agenda came to them and they got to face the evil. They got to suffer the consequences. I have subscribers who, just this past week, I've heard from two. And what they're saying is they're not going to make it. One perhaps will end up in his car. I don't want to reveal any details, but you know what? It's hard to take, So these little comments, go have fun. Come on, go have fun. Go have fun. Well, first of all, I can't. There's nothing. You know, I'm 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 pretty much this human being who has intact her humanity. And we are relational beings. My life got so destroyed by lies. So, yeah, lies are rather upsetting to me. I don't like them at all. I know the destructive impact of even those, well, exaggerations and those lies that we have called white lies. Like, oh, white, good, black, bad. Yeah, okay, white lies. No problem. No, big problem. Big problem. The outright lies, the betrayals that go on in relationships. Yeah, I did get further and further and further down the road where I can't tolerate it anymore. And do you know how many people lie out there? Oh my God. And guess what? They're in the quote unquote awake crowd. No, I can't tolerate it. So I don't have any access to joy anymore. Everything's gone. And I'm living in a place that I just ended up in. So this is all I have. Now, awful lot of you who are comfortable, you can't even imagine living what I'm living. There's a lot who have now suffered the consequences, and even they can't imagine. But there are a few subscribers who have said because they have really suffered the consequences, and it wasn't only the loss of a home, but it was the family who betrayed them badly right when they needed help. They understand. And having come across so many subscribers of mine, me having ending up living in my car, why was that? That came about because of a friggin' oh grand manipulation by the malignant narcissistic mother. The end result got me living in my car. Yeah, malignant narcissists can be very unbelievably dangerous. And they, wow, can really do a number. So I got to meet a lot of subscribers. And no action. Only one is a little bit involved in her community. Everyone else, nothing. Nothing. So, yeah, the energy is bad. Uh, we're doing this to ourselves. We can thank ourselves for all of what destruction comes. We have nobody but to thank ourselves. You want to keep pointing the finger at the evil people? You want to keep that mentality of yours? Oh, there's nothing that we can do. Go ahead. But with that mentality, taking no action, or thinking God is going to come back, or Jesus is coming back and he's going to right all the wrongs, and or sitting back and just waiting for that rapture that's going to be, I don't know, sucking you up into that fabulous eternal bliss that you're going to be living. So you're just going to wait out the hell here. You are 100% complicit. You cannot continue the delusion that you're not. I mean, if Americans finally could just get outraged by what is taking place, and they made those calls, and they made them with a strength in their voice, demanding that things happen. If we had millions of people doing that, we could get somewhere. But as Mr. Jim points out, they do have the weapons that could instantly take out thousands of people immediately. Okay, where were you, Jim, years ago when we were not so vulnerable? What were you doing then? And if that happens, so be it. So be it. I'd rather see a force, an army of people trying to fight the evil, than just sitting back and doing nothing, allowing these evil people don't want to curse. These incredibly sick, deranged psychopaths. Yes, malignant narcissists. Achieve success without any real fight. I mean, my God. And then I look at parents who have children, grandparents who have grandchildren. And yeah, most of them sit around, they're not doing anything, leaving to their children and grandchildren a world that they never ever had to live, a world that they had opportunity in, where they did enjoy a certain amount of freedom, that they could just sit back and do nothing. I don't understand. I don't understand. So, look, we've got so many problems now, and I'm going to be reading a little bit of this article. The government can't find 20 trillion while pension funds are tanking. Your pension funds are tanking. You think you're going to get the pension that you're so waiting for in the future? No, you're not going to get it. They've stolen so much money. Stolen so much money. And then you see the people who know that, but then they still talk about that pension that they're going to be getting. And it's kind of like, what? Hello? Or is anybody in there? Did you just kind of flip into this fantasy? You went from reality to fantasy? You go back and forth? Oh, okay. I don't know how to do that. But the fantasy allows you to do nothing. Oh, okay. And when you get to that future, and suddenly, oh, sorry, we don't have the money. What are you going to do? I'll link below to the Solari report, and this is a very important website. I recommend bookmarking it. It is Catherine Austin Fitts. Here is an article, Missing Money, Department of Defense and HUD, Missing Money, Supporting Documentation. And right here is all of the government sourced documents proving the money's missing. Funny how we get these announcements like Rumsfeld, September 10, 2001. Oh, Department or the Pentagon. Well, 2 trillion is missing. We don't know where it is. Do Americans do a friggin' thing? Did we demand an accounting of that money? No, no. So now it's 21 trillion. 21 trillion. So, Solari Report 2017 annual wrap up, the state of our pension funds. Here you go. You want to know where your pension is at? If you're going to get it, click on the link below. And by the way, we are also funding the UN Arms Trade Treaty, which that treaty says people are in countries around the world, give up your guns. Americans are funding it. Americans continue to pay their taxes. They don't care where their money goes. They just, hey, I'll give it over to the IRS. And most of it goes to the military industrial complex. And now it's the military industrial surveillance complex. Yeah, we funded our own demise. And we continue to. And we do nothing about it because so many have this mentality. There's nothing we can do. Okay, Jim, why don't you sit back and have fun? My hunch is that's what you do a lot. Yeah, I'm sick of the lies, and I'm sick of the lies that individuals tell themselves because that prevents us from getting anywhere. But I'm really sick of the lies people tell, especially in this community, because trust has been destroyed. And it is incredibly difficult to trust anyone. And when you can't trust anyone, you have no foundation to build anything healthy and strong. So, to all those who lied to me, thank you very much. So appreciate it. I know that you're comfortable. You weren't so affected by your lies. I was. The ripple effect of what we do and what we say. Most people aren't even aware of it. Whole hell of a lot of people who are aware of it don't care about the consequences that they cause other people to live because they're comfortable. So yeah, we have an awful lot of people in this community, low level, walking the low road, ego driven, caring only about themselves.